Hello, good morning. A warm welcome to all of you who've gathered here, who is watching virtually, who's come here virtually um, to be a part and participate in this fantastic webinar kind, you can call it, or, an insight take, whatever, it's a discussion, or you can, say. So once again, a warm welcome to all the faculties, management principals, TPOs, and from various colleges who've participated today to this fantastic session on effective virtual teaching and learning process through MyOSin. I think we are going to wait for a few more seconds. We have there is a traffic and there are a few more people joining us, so we will just wait for a minute or so, and then we are good to begin, I guess. So once again, மீண்டும் ஒரு பெரிய நன்றி. Thank you all very much amongst your busy schedule, and you've made it possible to join us in this session today. Thank you. Thank you for identifying yourself in the chat box with your names and where which institution you belong to, and where you're from. Thank you. So as you keep joining, we would really love to know you, so that if you could identify yourself, if you could introduce yourself in the chat box, we'd appreciate that. All right. So once again, a warm welcome to all the management, the principals, TPOs and faculties who've joined us for this interesting session, to draw insights, about effective virtual teaching practices through MyOSin. So today, for this amazing interactive discussion, I have with me two wonderful guests. And to begin the session, we have Henry Morris, and then followed by we will have Mr. Hari Pravin also. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, மீண்டும் ஒரு பெரிய நன்றி. Thank you very much for being here today with us. And I find great joy and honor in introducing and welcoming our first speaker for today's session, Mr. A.N. Henry Morris, CEO of Teach Up Technologies and Secretary of Nazareth Group of Institutions. Before that, I would quickly like to ஒரு லைனர்ல who we are and what we do. So you've joined with the MyOnline Status platform. நீங்க இப்ப இருந்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க. You will be listening to Mr. A.N. Henry Morris and Mr. Hari, and through MyOnline Status platform and the YouTube channel. And MyOnline Status, it's a fantastic online placement drive. It's a career tool. It's an integrated solution that is connecting colleges, student candidates, and corporates. It's a virtual recruitment drive, and this is a division of Teach Up Technologies, which again is an edtech company based in Chennai and in Australia. So lovely. And கடந்த 2 வருடங்கள், all right, it's been 2 years that we are challenged with this whole pandemic situation, lockdown situation, COVID situation, and it's completely challenged the teaching and learning process. And for the past 2 years, virtual is the new normal. And in the challenges குறித்து இன்னைக்கு நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போறோம். How to overcome these challenges with best practices or strategies, you can say, or the pedagogical aspect to effective teaching and learning process is what we will discuss, and how MyOSin is helping and supporting and assisting and acting as an online tool for this. இத பத்தி தான் இன்னைக்கு நம்ம பேச போறோம். மீண்டும் ஒரு விசை I would like to thank and welcome all the management, the principals, faculties, and TPOs from various colleges. So yes, over to our very first speaker, Mr. A.N. Henry Morris, the CEO of Teach Up Technologies and Secretary of Nazareth Group of Institutions. Wow, it's an interesting profile that I would really like to elaborate upon. And yes, who is Mr. A.N. Henry Morris? Is a dynamic leader, of course, and with a vision to build leadership communities. His passion has transformed many young lives who are leaders in their communities and organizations today. He started his career as an engineer and is now a seasoned serial entrepreneur, successfully establishing Nazareth Group of Educational Institutions, Teach Up, an on-demand teachers platform, Skillingly, an on-demand trainers platform, NSR Lab, a software research development laboratory, Nazareth Sports Club, NBLC, a social entrepreneurship incubation hub, and Nazareth Educational Pedagogy and Educational Research, NEPA, and Educational Research Journal. A little more about Mr. Henry Morris. He holds a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and master's in technology, energy conservation and management from Karunya University. He has also done his postgraduate diploma in personal management. He serves as the secretary of Nazareth College of Arts and Science and for the whole of Nazareth Institute of Management in Computer Applications and Nazareth College of Education for Women. Now, his vision of seeing a transformed student community helped him establish these colleges at Chennai and in India. He has a beautiful kingdom in the areas of, situated in the areas of Avadi. Whenever you're free and whenever you find time and when the situation is all, normal, back to normal, you should definitely go and visit this kingdom. So he has been awarded Man of the Millennium by JAK Charitable Trust Chennai for his contribution towards social and educational development in Avadi, Chennai. He is a sought-after speaker and consultant on leadership and entrepreneurship. Yeah, that's right. Henry engages, motivates, and inspires his audience with his personal life story, thus keeping sessions lively, practical, and relevant. That's again a reassurance that the next few minutes is going to definitely be interactive, lively, and engaging. He also uses a lot of adult learning principles. He is known for his sense of humor and approachability. He loves reading books during his free time. He also loves to spend time exploring new places and travel the globe. All right, so interesting, and I'm going to welcome this amazing, dynamic personality, versatile personality to take over the session without any further ado. Over to you, sir.
Krista, thank you so much for a wonderful, warm introduction about me.
I'm glad and thank you.
So thank you so much for that. And also, I'd like to also thank all the participants of today. What a pleasure to be here. Now, I find it really interesting and honored to be here on this day. When she introduced me with a lot of things that I have done, I think to start with, I think I never wanted to be a teacher. I ran away from the teaching profession, and it took some time for me to understand my passion. I think the year 99, I realized that I'm so passionate for people. And ever since that, I think I'm dipped and soaked in education. Today, I feel so proud to be part of Nazareth, group. And every day, I look forward to meet a lot of people. I want to learn, so that's why I'm so passionate for what I do. Okay, today's topic is going to be on virtual teaching process, and that's also going to be on effective virtual teaching learning process. What a fantastic topic it is to discuss or to share from my experience that I've seen. Before I start, let me just have a quick check if I am audible and if you can also see my screen also. I'm going to share a screen. If I am audible and if you're able to see my screen, if you can just type in yes in the chat box, I think that would help me understand that you're able to see my screen. Are you able to, am I audible also?
Absolutely, sir. Audible? Yes, we can see you and your screen is up.
Thank you and thank you. So I'm just going to share just few slides, but I'm more going to share out of my personal experience and things I've learned. At the end of the session, you will understand the need for virtual teaching learning, and the takeaway would be few basic framework to be effective in virtual teaching learning process. Teaching learning is like an ocean, whether it is school level or whether it is for the college level. I think teaching learning plays a major part in every education industry. For me, let me look at teaching and like the learning as two components. Teaching and learning. Teaching is a process. Learning is the purpose. Let me again say that. Teaching is the process and learning is the purpose. So before I go into the topic, let me start with a Kuti story. Then the Vati will come, okay? So there was a farmer in the Scottish place. He had a lot of sheep. And, as a man, every man would love to impress the wives. So he also thought he should impress his wife. So he told his wife, see, I'm going to impress you. I'm going to take this as a challenge. I'm going to teach the sheep, one of the sheep, different things. So he taught one of the sheep, he chose the healthy, the big one, and he taught that sheep to understand 7 languages. Whatever the command that you give in 7 languages, you ask the sheep to sit, it will sit. Ukaran sonna ukaram. In that way, 7 languages, he made sure the sheep could understand. He also made sure the sheep could dance and also a little bit of singing also. He was doing it for the 30 days. And end of the 30 days, he told his wife that, look, I want to show you something fantastic. I would ask you to invite all your gathered, all your friends, all your people around that. So the wife gathered all the people that she knew, about 50 plus people. And she made a big meal, lamb chop, lamb, everything with the lamb and things like that. Then when the time came for the man to show his achievement, he couldn't find the sheep. The wife, what happened was the wife slaughtered the sheep and made into a lamb chops and lamb thing. What I'm trying to tell is that the farmer was so focused on the process, right? But he failed to teach the purpose for the learner. The sheep wanted to live. That's the purpose. The farmer couldn't teach the purpose. Many times as a teacher, or we fail. We are so much focused on the process, that how we can do it, how this could be done, but we fail to understand the purpose of a learner and see how we can be useful to that. That's why I said efficiency is different and effectiveness is also different. Now, what I want as a teacher is you should be effective in helping every learner to achieve the purpose. If you look at education, the history of education and the things that has changed in the last few decades, in the early 70s, when there was a huge change in the education system, industries were demanding, this is the student I want. So all the curriculum was changed to meet the demand of the industry. The whole education system, higher education system, started to produce students in masses. It's like every year we produce mass students of this curriculum. At the end of the day, we need to understand that education needs to be like an agriculture industry. In an agriculture industry, you sow the seeds on the field. Ovvor seedum, ovvor madri valarum. That is how every kid is. We need to understand that each and every kid is different, and we need to let every kid to develop according to how they can do it. And we are supposed to provide the right kind of an environment, feed the right kind of things for them so that they learn and they come up. So education has to be like agriculture. Now, this pandemic, you know, COVID-19 2020, when we were suddenly pushed into teaching online, it was kind of a crisis. So we were managing the crisis. As teachers, we were managing the crisis. But COVID-19 2021, it's no longer a crisis. It is all about change management. How soon we adapt to the change. That is what the success of every education institution would be. A couple of weeks back, I was attending a program hosted by one of top universities. They were discussing about the blended learning modules, which is going to be implemented soon. The new education policy is also coming in place. Everything is revolving around blended learning module, where there's going to be 40 to 60% is going to be online, and the rest is going to be the face-to-face. There are a lot of professors and teachers who are skeptical about this. There are few people who says that, will the teacher be replaced? That was a question. I don't think the teachers will be replaced. But as teachers, we all have to embrace the change, and sooner we embrace it, sooner we adapt to this change, I'm sure we can be successful in this. Now, coming to the topic as effective virtual teaching learning process, I'm seeing two biggest challenges. What are these two biggest challenges that we see? Number one, how do we engage the students virtually? So far, we've been seeing the student face to face in a classroom setup, typically in a classroom setup. I know I can pick up the student who is not listening to me, who is not attentive to me. I can pick up the student, I can also check with them. That's very easy. That's a very traditional way. Now, we have gone virtual now. How do we engage the student? That's the biggest challenge. Number two, how do we cater to the different learning styles? Catering to the different learning style is a very key aspect in effective teaching learning process. As a teacher, when I find that a student would understand when I speak, there are different learning styles. I don't want to get into, too detailed, like what are the learning styles, how we address it. As a teachers, I think you all know there are different learning styles. For example, auditory, visual, social, and with activity-based. This is the four broadly, divided ones. How can you address all these learning styles virtually? That's another biggest challenge that we all see. If I am going to ask you, is there any other challenge? There will be 10 more challenges that you would see. That's what I'm telling. I'm just going to give basic framework. I'm not going to go into all the challenges. In fact, every challenge would need at least 1 hour of workshop for us to really understand how we can overcome it. So this session, I'm just going to give a framework, few things, and a couple of frameworks. I might share few insights, and the speaker too would also add or supplement to some of the points which I have shared now. And maybe in the later stages, we can think of doing some kind of a workshop where we will address every construct that I'm going to talk about. So with this introduction and posing the challenges to all the participants, these two major challenges that I see, I have come out with basic 5 constructs for effective virtual teaching process. They are very simple ones, very basics, but powerful ones. All the constructs or the next 10 minutes that I'm going to share or about, like, discuss about all this would lead to solving one of the challenges that I shared in the previous slide. Okay, so number one, choosing the right technology. This era, we are living in technological era. We have different tools. Internet has brought the global at one common platform. Gone are the days that I have to go to library, search for books, journals, find materials, prepare them for my teaching learning process. But today, I have everything just by one click. Phone la ellame irukku. Just have to Google it and you get it. So moving face-to-face learning experience to virtual learning process. With all the recent changes in education industry, ICT had played a major role for every teacher. Every teacher would understand I am following ICT method of teaching. I'm sure everybody will also agree with me that that's one of the key for whether you go for the NAC or whether you go for the NIRF ranking or whatever the thing, or even for a regular teaching process. I think every college has got one or two classrooms in every department provided with these ICT facilities with internet connection, where the teachers are in a position to serve and get through the details and bring a lot of information out. In fact, the recent schools and colleges, I have seen every classroom will have a LCD projector and whiteboard, interactive board, and by which you can connect with the students also. Okay, that's on the classroom setup. Now, coming to virtually, how would we choose the right kind of a technology for effective teaching and learning process? As I said, there are loads of teaching tools available online. I need to find what is best for me. எனக்கு எது ஈஸியா சிம்பிளரா யூஸ் பண்ண முடியுமோ I will start using that. It could be, I was talking to somebody from Indonesian embassy yesterday, and I was told that when they moved virtual learning process, Indonesian people in generally, they're not towards technology. They don't approve on the technology, I guess so. They're a little skeptical about technology. Although there were technological platform available for teaching learning process, but I think Zoom was a kind of a platform where they started to use for teaching and learning purpose. Zoom is actually not a teaching learning process where there is no LMS involved there. Zoom is actually a meeting platform, okay? But they found that platform to be more comfortable to use for teaching learning process. So I think every teacher can start thinking what is best available in the market and start using it. So use the right kind of tool. That's the first, under the first construct, choosing the right technology. Let us find out what tool would fit my profile, what I need to deliver. How can I deliver in the easiest way? So I would choose the right kind of tool. I'm not going to tell you what is the best tool here. I know each and every teacher can find out what would suit them accordingly. So as I said, I'm just going to give you a framework or the constructs, on which you can start building what is relevant for your use case. One of the parents said a couple of days back, she said, for me, when my child is listening to a class or when the class begins, attendance is the biggest worry. The teacher spends at least 10 minutes calling out each name. You know, the parents sitting next to the teacher, they find it a little annoying, right? So, but there are tools which are embedded within the platform itself. You don't have to call out the names. It will give you attendance automatically. So that's why I'm telling you can find the right kind of tool which is required. So first point is choose the right technology. Choose the right kind of a tool, easy to take attendance, and easy to share your material. All the teachers have started to use PowerPoint presentation now, right? So it is easy if you can find the right kind of a tool, how you can easily share your PowerPoint like a presentation. So check if you can find the right kind of a tool which would enable you to share your material easily. Number 3 is easy to write. There are tools with whiteboards where you can write and explain to the kids. You know, I told you there are different learning styles. We are addressing all these constructs towards those two challenges. Whatever I say would be a solution to those two challenges that I have shared earlier. The last one is find a tool where there would be a post-engagement activity. When you teach a lesson, okay, you're handling for 40 minutes, okay, and find a tool that would where you would have some post-engagement activity. That's very important one. Number 2, construct number 2 is prepare well. You know, I always tell my teachers this 4 things. A teacher is one who teaches. A good teacher explains. The best teacher would demonstrate. But a remarkable teacher would inspire. I know all of you are very remarkable teachers. You are inspiring thousands and thousands of students who you see every day. So these constructs will help you adapt to the new norm of virtual teaching learning process and still keep inspiring the students every day that when you teach. So when you are preparing the teaching for your students, have a game plan. This is from the teacher perspective. You know, in a typical teaching, you need to prepare. This is a game plan that you can have. You need to prepare the student for learning. That's the first step. Number 2 is present the new concept. Present the new concept. The third one is engage the student. Engage the students on something. The fourth one is the feedback and reflection for the day. Feedback and then the reflection for the day. In a typical 40 minutes of the class, you have to have a game plan so that you do these 4 steps in order. That's from the teacher perspective. Now, coming to the student side of it. As I told, we have different learning styles for different children. We need to make sure that we address all of them. So what I would suggest is that there are different methods by which you can address this. I'm just going to list few methods, okay? And I know you can also add a lot of methods in this also. Number one, when you start teaching, show them the objective for the day. Today, you would be going through this. At the end of the session or at the end of the class, you would know this or the thing that you would also learn. So every class, you need to start with that. Number two, know the attention span is very short. Even here, we said, I don't want to take 1 hour session. I want to have a break so that there is an attention span for the participant also. For adults, we might have 20 minutes. Every session more than 20 minutes would be a waste. The 21st minute, I know you won't be interested. So I would like to finish it up as early as also possible the same way. Segment your teaching. In a virtual platform, always have a session maximum of a concept when you teach. Maximum of 12 to 15 minutes is the one segment. If you're going to have more than 12 minutes, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard for the student to really understand. So segment your session. Once you finish one segment, do a kind of an ice breaking. Bring all of them again back to the learning mode. Okay. Then again you start your concept or present the new concept. This is another concept. Number three is another concept which is quite popular in Western countries, and I'm sure unknowingly we are following this concept in India also. This is called flipped classrooms. What is flipped classrooms? In Western countries, teacher always present the topic in a video before the actual class begins. It is sent to the student so that the student can always listen to the lecture and come back for the class. So this is called a flipped classroom. Basically, we are asking the learner, or we are motivating the learner to become a self-learner, helping the learner to go through the concept before he could actually come and attend the class. I think most of the schools or the colleges, I think they share the videos on the WhatsApp now. I think, and then there is a class also happening. So it is kind of a flipped classroom. Maybe we're not naming it, but it is a flipped concept of flipped classroom. That would definitely support the student to learn more. That would provide an opportunity for the student to ask more questions to learn more. Number four is use mind map. I know all the teachers are using the mind map. I'm pretty sure that all of you, whether mostly from the school background, you always end a session with the mind map. You show the mind map for the students so that you can pick it up. But here, I'm not asking you to show them the mind map. I want you to draw the mind map on the platform. That's why I said choose the right tool where you will have a whiteboard. When you want to draw the mind map, you start the mind map, pick up the student, ask him to give the permission for him to draw the concept one or the learning one that he has taken. Then pick up another student to learn this, or whatever he has learned. See, that is how there is an engagement. See, all this construct would lead to the challenges. So how we are engaging the students. That's one way to engage the student. Then the next one is like use polls or voting. Voting can be also created there, or the polls can be also created there. Okay, that's another way to engage the students. The last one, which I thought I would share here, is like breakout rooms. This can be used widely for the college or higher education. There are tools available where when you connect, okay, there are about 40 students joined in a group. Have breakout rooms, divide them 10 in a one room, put them in that room, give them a topic, let them discuss, and you as a facilitator can go to every room and participate in that and enhance the learning. So that is another good concept you can use to engage the students, and that could be an effective virtual teaching learning process. That's the second construct that I want to talk about is prepare well. As I told you, in fact, if we have to go in detail, every construct would take at least 1 hour as a workshop model where we can always learn so many things. Number 3 is set the ground rules. I think this is very, very important as of now. With all the virtual problems or the teachers' issue happening, you would have heard so many things also. I think we all have to be very, very careful in setting the ground rules. There were so many webinars which I attended, and I have seen the participant on the bedroom sleeping and having the mobile like this and watching. And when he is doing that, I could see few people at the back, his parents, or coming out of a shower. I think there are certain behaviors you have to set behavior expectation and consequences. Remember, this is also a classroom. This is not a physical classroom, but this is a virtual classroom. As a teacher, you need to have certain rules for yourself. Only when you follow the rules, you can expect the students to also follow the rules. I will give a couple of points here, and I would also finish the other two quickly so that the next speaker can share more. I think I've taken additional 5-10 minutes now. I will wrap it up soon. Okay, setting the ground rules is very, very important. As I told you, as a teacher, you should have a defined workspace. As a teacher, how you attend your school. Do you go to the school just after finishing your shower and go without combing your hair? No. I think there are schools and colleges. When you enter the campus, you should have your hairdos. You should have your ties. No, that is the rule of the college or the school. Follow the same rule even when you take virtually. Be professionally dressed. Yesterday I saw a WhatsApp message. After the lockdown, people are going to the office, and I saw 4 men walking without the pants, just shirt and coat. They've been used to virtual, just sitting there and doing it, and so I think that's a funny thing that we could also see. Okay, I think we all should practice what has been practiced in the classroom in a traditional way, though it is on the virtual. Be professionally dressed. Keep a professional etiquette when you address. I think with all the issues for the teachers, for the students, and for the management, it is a responsibility of every teacher to have a professional etiquette and language that you use. Be very professional. when you teach. The last one for the teacher is that you need to be really, really concerned about the cyber safety and cyber wellness of yourself and the student that you see in front of you. For the student side, I think this is the thing where you need to really set the rules for the student. Tell them this is again a regular class. I have seen when the teacher is taking a class, the parent, the mother is coming and feeding the child. No, I think that is why I'm telling set the ground rule. Initially, these are the rules that you need to follow. Every day, I want you to run certain kind of a rules. No, I'm now thinking of an example. Every time a flight takes off, have you seen the flight attendant doing a run through on the safety norms? Although 100 times it would have gone, but still, every time the flight takes off, this is the rule that they should do it. You have to, have the belt on, and like this, I would appreciate every teacher. Tell them the initial 2 minutes for you to, it's how a flight attendant is doing. Do that to your students so that they know this is what it is. Because there is consequence also after that. If they don't follow it, be strict. So this would set a routine for every student. I'm just giving a sample, the how you can set the routine. Maybe I know there are a few school teachers who are there who would like to, what kind of routine that I would like to have. So this is how it has to be. I just picked up from like the internet. You would find loads of materials available there. So this is the example that I wanted to share. Fourth construct that I want to talk about is like communicate to all. This is very important because, as I told you, you are supposed to engage every student. In a traditional setup, it is easy to identify the student. It could be a slow learner, it could be an advanced learner, you can easily pick up, you can also go to the student and address. Now, in the virtual platform, it is going to be really, really difficult. So make sure everyone is involved. Remember, behind that every avatar that you see on the screen, there is a real human behind. You're addressing the real people, real person behind that every avatar. So make sure that you communicate to everyone. And the last construct that I want to share is that wrap up with a question and answer, Q&A, and increase the quest for learning. This is something very interesting that I want to share. Normally, I think every teacher would end a session with a question and answer. Happy with that? And that is how you also learn. But as I told you, create some post-engagement activity. I would be happy if every teacher could have their own blog and draw the student to the blog to comment on the blog. Whatever you've taught, post it on the blog and draw every student to comment on the blog. So this could be more effective for learning purpose. Number 2 is create some discussion forum on the topic, or advanced learning, or for additional learning, create some discussion topic. There are virtually available few platforms where you can do this and draw the students tell them, hey, I have posted a question. Why don't you share your thoughts on this? So that's how there is a purpose happening here. The last point which I want to touch here is that quest for learning. Always end your session, what is going to come for the next class. You know, when I was young, although I'm still looking like young, but still, no, when I was pretty young, there used to be one serial called the Chitti. I don't know if it is still on or I sincerely don't know. And my mom was so crazy about that Chitti, serial. Every day, at the end of it, they would leave certain curiosity for tomorrow. So you make sure you attend for the next. So that is what I want you to do in every class. At the end of the class, leave a curiosity for every student so that somehow he will jump in and he will log on to that time for your class. I think these are the few simple 5 constructs that I have seen that which could lead to an effective teaching and learning process. Quickly, I would like to summarize that I have done 5 simple constructs, and these are not the only 5 constructs. You might find there are different things. Yes, there are different things. I'm just giving basic things which you can try and apply. And finally, I want to end with a limitation that you find here. This whole concept of virtual teaching is new to all of us. Don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. You are learning. Every day, we are all learning, and we can learn something new. We can learn something new today and adapt to that change. Number 2, stability of internet connection. You know, we are now working on the first graduate learner. That's the state of our country. Okay. And there is a question on this, the last 2 points, stability of internet and availability of infrastructure facility for the students. These are few limitations. So I would end my session saying that don't be stressed. It's okay. We're all going through this. Let's sail smooth. Let's learn from each other and work towards helping every learner to achieve the purpose. Thank you so much, Yukrista, and thank you all the participants for a patient, listening. Thank you so much. I'm sure I've taken a little more time extra. Thank you so much, Yukrista.
Thank you very much, sir. And that is why Teach Up Technology knew very well that you would be the right person, the right choice to address these challenges, with these 5 constructs that you've reiterated for us. Thank you very much, very, very much, sir. Truly appreciate for all the insights that you shared with us today. And yes, once again, I would like to welcome, all the management, the principals, TPOs, faculties, and teachers from various colleges and schools who have, taken the interest and initiative to participate in this exclusive development program to draw insights on how to provide a quality educational learning experience and how MyOSin online tool enriches your virtual classroom and teaching learning process. So I would quickly like to welcome our speaker two, Mr. MJG Hari Praveen. Yes. Hi, Hari.
Hi.
Fantastic and lovely to see you this morning. And we are truly honored. And thank you very much for accepting our invitation to be our speaker here. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So all the while you were listening to all the 5 constructs, basically the challenges that, we encounter during virtual, a teaching and learning process in how to overcome, what are the measures, what are the best practices to overcome, right? So imagine how all of these, how about an online tool, that would aid and help you, that would assist and, get all these, challenges sorted for you. How awesome that, would that be? So either patti pesarthukagadan today we have our, speaker two, who will be introducing my online status in this online placement drive and academic connect portal for you, and we'll elaborate more on that. Before that, I would like to introduce and, help us understand, more about Mr. Hari for you. Quickly, I would also like to notify all the participants here. We would like to, honor you and appreciate your participation with a certificate, with an e-certificate. So if you would like to, identify yourselves again, in the chat box with your name, with right initials and with the correct spelling, and if you would also recognize and identify, which college or school or institution you come or represent from, and with these details, if you could help us, and we will be able to, issue and publish the e-certificates for you. Yes. Now, I would like to know more about, Hari today. And yes, and I will also like to introduce this, Mr. Hari to you as well. Yes, Hari Praveen MJG is a co-founder at Crazy Buddies, and he's been a product manager, Scrum product owner. He's a business analyst, a tech consultant. He's a tech writer for many, and a solutions architect and developer. Wow, fantastic. Passionate and value-driven product manager with 20 plus years of experience leading cross-functional teams to plan, build, launch, and manage best-in-class web, mobile, desktop, and Apple TV applications and platforms. So he applies blended technology skills, and he has extensive experience and understanding of agile, principles and practices, and his business and customer, orientation skills in, problem solving, analytical, and analytical skills always helped him evolve, with the best product strategies. And yeah, he prioritizes and manages multiple products and, platform components, and he applies best business values and product ownership thinking skills, and he wisely balances agility versus stability and delivers quality output within scope, timeline, and budget restrictions. Of course, he's an excellent and effective communicator, very subtle, very soft though, but still, yes, who knows how to, and he knows very well on how to make every stakeholder, designer, and developer feel at ease and important. So he's proficient in working with, fast changing, dynamic, and high tech environments. And yes, he has proven track record of delivering SaaS based platforms and enterprise level web and mobile applications for huge multinational clients like IKEA, Sandvik, Oriflame, Pipe and Alpha Level, and many more. So these are his fortes. So Nariya, we heard about, technology, and so he is a big tech king. And today we have Mr. Hari Praveen MJG with us, who is our second speaker, and who will be helping us understand how MyOSin as an online tool helps, supports academic, academic requirements and placement requirements. So without any further ado and delay, over to you, Hari Praveen.
Hi, all. Welcome, everyone. First of all, I'm extremely proud and happy to be part of this initiative, MyOSin, and this session today. I'm thankful that I was invited to present this, and I hope I will do the justice. Due to the time constraint, I will see how short I will present effectively. Let me try. It would be great if you can be patient for 10 more minutes. So I will just start with the takeaways today with what I will be presenting will be how what is MyOS at first, and then why a tool like MyOS is required, and how it will be helpful in effective visual teaching and learning, and then the future that is in the roadmap for MyOS. So I will just start with what is MyOS. So MyOSin is a powerful online tool for a career journey, a social network for academia, an all-in-one digital placement cell, and it is a tool that nurtures entrepreneurship. So who can use it? So before going into how it is going to benefit the teaching and learning, it's important to know the big picture around it. So I will just talk about who can use this actually. So basically, typically there are 6 types of users that are part of the platform, either to their advantage or to add value to the participants. So first and foremost, the key stakeholder that will take a lot of uh, advantages from this platform is students. So they can get important notifications from the institution. They can access to the feed with precise filters, or they can create their own posts. They can easily fill their rich profile, take multiple practice tests and share their score. They can create standout resumes with curated templates on the go. It's really simple. And then they can upload their video resume. In today's world, a PDF resume is not enough. So in this competitive world, it will be really helpful and add value to somebody's CV when they have a video resume. So they can upload video resume, and they can view the list of webinars and can participate, and they can post their ideas and seek attention from investors that are part of the platform, and they can also get fund from the investors in the platform itself. They can view for jobs, apply for relevant jobs, and can get placed. I will just show you a very short sample. So this is basically the profile that has been filled by a student. And if you see, this shows how they can increase the profile strength by adding these particular areas of the profile, by filling in these particular areas of the profile. So they have hint on what they have to do to increase the profile. And once they have their profile, a fairly decent profile, they can just go into resumes and can generate different resumes. They can just choose from the templates, and then they can save and generate the resume. They can also upload video resumes here. So this will basically be seen by recruiters like this. So when somebody has a resume, it will be displayed to the recruiters like this. Uh, and so basically, they can take students can take tests. Uh, I'm just showing you a staging version, but the actual version there will be many tests available. This is just some of the tests that we have in this staging environment. So students can take the test as many times as they like, and they can also post it in the feed so that they get, they can showcase it to their fellow students. So basically, these are all the things that a student can benefit from MyOS. And for example, they can post ideas like this. So they can ask for funding by creating their idea with proper details, like the problem that they are the problem in place and the solution they are going to provide, or who are the audience, and then the market research details and competitors, and how they will be making money out of it, the business model, and what kind of sales and marketing channels they will be focusing on. So this platform will provide an opportunity for the student to know about how to cultivate an idea, basically. So if they are if they are not job type of person, they can definitely take an entrepreneurial journey. So this is what a student can get from this platform. And then there are a lot of things for an institution that they can communicate to everyone in the institution via notifications, and they can communicate any placement drives to recruiters as well in their institution that they are going to arrange. And they can invite and manage students, they can invite and manage faculty members, they can invite and manage mentors. When we say mentors, they are basically, they can be alumni or industry specialists that the institution wants as mentors for their students. So once the mentors are enrolled, they will be able to post in the feed, and they can also conduct webinars. So the institution can view student profiles and their resumes, and can view available tests and the tests taken by the students. They will have multiple filters that they can use to filter out a specific branch of study or a particular batch of students, and then see their performance. And they can view job posts available targeting their students, and they can access to feeds. I mean, they can access the feed, and if there are any spams that are reported, they can just take action against it, things like that. And then institutions and department heads can post webinars, and they can view the ideas from their students and participate in the conversations, can manage their subscription license. This is basically an institution. These are the very basic features that I am talking about. We will not have time to discuss the whole. It's a very huge platform. And for faculty members, they can update their rich profile. They will also get a special page like their name .myos.page that they can use to showcase their profile, and they can post their knowledge and wisdom as text or links or images and YouTube videos. They can start and participate in post conversations via comments and replies, and they can also post webinars. So, and recruiters can post jobs and carry out the whole interview journey, from receiving applications to shortlisting to setting up aptitude tests to conducting group discussions and face-to-face interviews. And they can also release offers all from within the platform itself. Then investors can update their funding interests, browse and search for ideas that matches their interest, and they can show interest on a particular idea. They can communicate with the author, the student, and they can get clarifications and convey their funding offer. So once the students accept that, an idea will become funded. And then mentors can update their rich profile, can start posting information, they can participate in conversations, basically in the post conversations, and they can also post webinars. So basically, these are the 6 types of key stakeholders, key users in the platform. So now that we have seen who can use it and what MyOS is, let us see why a platform like MyOS is key or required for effective visual teaching and learning, or particularly during these challenging times. So why a tool like MyOS is required? So basically, to speak in the language of students. In this social media era, everybody is into Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, creating posts and looking into posts and liking and commenting and things like that. So that is their language actually. So if we have a tool built around the language that the students are used to, they will feel more comfortable, and they will be more participating. So the whole point is student collaboration. It's a key here. So to make them collaborative, definitely a tool like MyOS is required. So to increase student participation and to improve their reading and communication skills, and to promote independent learning in students, like Mr. Henry said, the flipped classroom methodology. For example, a webinar can be conducted, and inside the webinar page, discussions can happen after the webinar has been conducted. Faculties can post a video, a YouTube video, or an image, or a subject, and then start a conversation in the feed, only targeting a particular set of students. So, and then exposure beyond institution. This is a key in this platform, because this is not just one particular institution. There will be a lot of, for example, at this point in time, there are around 60 institutions that are enrolled, and around 10,000 students are active in the platform. And there are also around 50 plus recruiters. And soon there will be investors joining in the platform. There are mentors that the institutions invited, and there are mentors that the platform appointed. So all these industry experts and subject matter experts, and the knowledge that they can share in this academic platform. So which is something that the student will get exposed to beyond their institution. So exposure beyond the institution, and then students can take a lot of practice tests. Then they say that practice makes a person perfect. By taking a lot of tests across a range of subjects, from aptitude to coding to domain expertise, a student can be modeled and molded and modeled and be prepared for the reality. So they will be facing, it could be an interview, or it could be a business scenario, or it could be somewhere ahead in their career journey. So these practice tests will definitely keep them prepared. And last but not least, to encourage entrepreneurship. So while it's true that not everyone can be innovators or business owners, it is extremely important that every student gets an opportunity and guidance to instill the creativity within them. So if it is hard to get employed, why cannot create something original, make employment and hire others? So that is the key here. So that there will definitely be scared students, actually, scared students wondering about their career. We can try providing them with a platform or a channel to open up their minds and ideas. It is certain that the future inventors, innovators, thought leaders, business owners, corporate ninjas are hidden into this student crowd. So we never know, anyone can become that one. So nothing wrong in giving it a try. So this is why we need a platform like MyOS, and how MyOS helps. Also, I will talk about other tools that can help in the virtual teaching journey. So for effective teaching, effective learning, and to keep students engaged and motivated, here are 5 tips. So text-based posts can be created, image-based inspirational posts, and then YouTube videos can be recorded or shared. If a faculty is a subject matter expert, they can record their own video and upload it to YouTube and share it via the platform. Soon we will have an option to directly share the video from the platform itself. So basically, these are the things that they can achieve via posts, and that can turn into a flipped classroom. Like after posting something in the feed, targeting a set of students, faculties can start a conversation using comments and reply. This will encourage the students to participate and think independently. Soon there will be options for faculties and department heads and institution admins to create custom groups. So for example, instead of just targeting a particular batch, they can create a group with a set of students, and then they can target only those students, just to make it more personal. And so basically, in this virtual journey, what the students will be missing mainly is the talks in the veranda, or a small pat in their back, and the personal connection, it will be missed by a lot of students actually. So this can create a personal connection with them. Definitely, the efforts that you put into creating this personal connection will definitely be appreciated by a lot of students. So that is flipped classrooms and encourage can encourage students to take a lot of practice tests, and we very soon will be launching the towards the end of this month or in the middle of next month. Before the middle of next month, we will be launching an option for faculty members to create their own tests and post it to a specific set of students, so they can create their own tests and start engaging the students. And then webinars can be created using, they can post a webinar, they can create a meeting link, and then they can share it post it in the webinar. Fellow faculty members can also be added as panel members, like for example, here when creating a webinar, a faculty can provide the details and choose the panel members, and then embed a webinar link or an YouTube video, live YouTube video, and then add description. And when they post it, they can choose the target groups on who they will be targeting, all students, or which particular branch that they can target. And so soon faculty members will be able to schedule a webinar or a session via video conferencing without leaving the platform. So we are working on a tight integration with a video conferencing platform. The platform is called Kudu.online. So it is a subsidiary of TSEB Technologies, and that platform will soon be integrated here. So faculties doesn't have to go outside to create a video conference using Zoom or any sort of a meeting tool. So also there will be a discussion forum available in the webinar page that can be used to post conversations and initiate a conversation after the webinar has been conducted. So these are basically the tools that MyOS can provide. There are a lot of other options that due to time constraints, I'm not going to talk today. And then there are other tools that can be used to engage the students, like, for example, PowerPoint presentations are one thing, but conversational presentations are required. I think they are more effective than PowerPoint presentations. Like, for example, this session is being conducted using a tool called Prezi. So I'm just, this presentation is created using Prezi. This is basically a conversation presentation, which means that I can just at any time go to the home and click on, for example, if somebody asks a doubt on a certain topic, in a PowerPoint presentation, we just have to pick on go back a lot of slides, or we have to search for the slide. But here we know where to go, and then so we can just go to a topic directly if a question is raised in the middle of the presentation. So basically, conversational presenting is the new kind of engaging with audiences. So this will be greatly helpful. So Prezi.com, you can see that there are a lot of templates here in Prezi that you can use for free actually. So you can create your classes using this tool and post the link in the feed. And also you can use a tool called Bytable to create short videos, basically, like, for example, this is the tool. So if you look into this preview, so we can create videos like this here. They charge for to remove their logo and for a high quality video, but we can generate a decent quality video with their logo, and that can also be distributed. They don't charge anything for that. So We can use this for creating short videos so that we can keep our students engaged. And then I can create quizzes. And like, for example, this is the platform, quiz platform. This can be used to create quiz and different types of quizzes and engage students. We can also create a competition out of many students as well using this tool. And then we can set up our own blog using sites.google.com. Google has, I mean, if you have a Google account, you can just go ahead and create a site using their pre-built templates. So this will be a good start for an assignment. Actually, for example, if you want to provide an assignment to students, you can create a site for that particular assignment. So this also have a lot of options like discussion and all. So we can use Google Sites as well. And then to share in-depth educational content, we can use TED Ed, which by itself provides, it has a lot of educational content. Apart from that, if you are interested, you can contribute to it and create your own content as well. So basically, for educators, if you see, there are a lot of lessons here. So you can also create your own lessons if you are interested, and share it with your students and also a wider community. So basically, these are the other tools that can be used to engage students. So basically, what we have seen today is what is MyOS and why it is why a tool like MyOS is required, and how we can use MyOS to engage students and make the teaching and learning process much more effective. And we would like to share our vision, short-term and long-term vision for the future of MyOS. So the test creation by faculties, and we're also working on group chat option with mentors and faculty members, and then start a topic-based discussion. Faculties can create a topic and then engage their students to discuss, and integrated virtual classroom with automatic attendance report. How to engage parents, we are working on different modules on engaging parents into the platform. And soon there will be courses offered by third-party training agencies. Some of them will be free, some of them might be, they may be charging, but soon there will be courses available within the platform that the students can choose from. And also higher education opportunities will be shared with the students. So these are the short-term and long-term vision for MyOS. There are other visions that are yet we are in the initial stages, and so we're not sharing it here. So basically, this is the future we are looking for MyOS in the short term or in the next 6 months. So basically, that's it. So I hope this might this was useful. Back to you, Krista. Thanks a lot for listening patiently.
Thanks to you, Mr. Hari Praveen, because that's the most precise and very uh, easily understandable explanation that we were able to see how MyOSin as an online tool can support and assist in the features of it, how who can benefit and avail from all of the features, and how also other tools outside, other tools out there support. So thank you very much, Hari. So basically the purpose of the intention of this whole development program is this: to ensure and to I mean, reassure that virtual teaching learning process can also be easy. All right, not only a challenge, but it can definitely be easy. And what are the measures and best practices we can avail in order to overcome the challenges and make it interesting, effective, and offer more possibilities. So that's what this development program aimed at sharing insights upon and giving thoughts upon. So thank you so so very much to all the participants, to all the, to all those who made it to participate in today's development program, an exclusive faculties development program. So quickly, I would, like to also thank you and for dropping in and identifying yourselves in the chat box so that we can, publish and honor you with e-certificates. And I would also like to recognize, acknowledge the presence of, management, principals and faculties who participated from different parts and states and from different, institutions. Quickly, a very thanks and a sincere and big thanks to the principals, from Bishop Iber College and, Nazareth Group of Institutions, the Nazareth Arts and Science College, the Nazareth College of Education for Women, and the schools, in KPM and as well in Kamraj, Nazareth schools, to all the principals and the faculties who participated, because had it not been for you, Ifloduram in the journey is not, possible, definitely. So that is why we would like to, register our first and sincere thanks to, all of you, and a very special thanks to BHC for all the, continued support and encouragement and, inputs you've been sharing with us. Thank you. So also we would like to, acknowledge the participation of, faculties from WCC College, from Women's Christian College, and, also Shakti from Coimbatore, Indra from the Indira Gandhi College, in Trichy, and also to Miss Lakshmi Pandeyala, Vice Principal from the Chaitanya Techno, schools, who's attending the development program today. Thank you, Mr. Mahesh Kumar from Sri Ishwa College of Engineering. Thank you, Dr. Maria from Pandi, Ripples Educational Trust, who is also with us today. Mrs. Agastya Lakshmi, thank you, manager manager at Inspire Career Development Center in Puducherry. Sincere thanks to Vijayanti Mala, assistant professor in the Department of Commerce at Savite Arts and Science, college. For Women's College in Karur. So not that we want to mention the specific names, not because we identify panna mudinjado. We are really trying to drop in our sincere thanks, appreciation for your participation. Also, we for all those dropped in your names and identified yourselves in the chat box. A big and sincere thanks, and we truly look forward to meeting you again in a very insightful development program, virtual, or also very soon things are going to get back to normal. That is the that's the light on the other side of the tunnel that we are seeing. So meendum ungalai innu mari oru alagana or fantastic insightful development program la sandhikum vare. This is team MyOnlineStatusin, team Teats Up Technologies, thanking you. And I think Mr. Hayden Henry Morris also wants to drop in his special thanks to all of you, I guess. Yes.
Thank you so much for all the participants, and thank you everyone here. Thank you very much.
Yes. So that's also Mr. Hari's dropping his thanks for us. Thank you once again. See you all once again. Stay safe, stay home, take care, and keep celebrating life. It's very important. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yeah.